Hey Kai,
Hey Jay.
what game did we play a month ago?
Inside the back rooms.
A lot of people know this game, so or well, have seen a bunch of different versions of it through Roblox, Fortnite, Steam, uh, a whole bunch of different
TikTok
spin-offs
too.
everywhere. Yeah, like creepy stories and everywhere. It's
Yeah.
everywhere.
If you don't know what the back rooms are, uh, creepy hallway slash room slash place. Scary monster.
Exactly. We had quite a few monsters, depending on where we were. We had the cable guy. Well, his target is supposed to be like,
Radio signals, right?
yes, but
We
he
didn't use
seemed
the radio
we
though,
didn't
so
use
I'm
the
con.
red. Oh my god!
What?
You saw the red turn, the light turn.
Are you in?
He's. Oh my god! We were targeted really badly by him, even though we did not use the radio.
Mm-hmm.
My least favorite out of all of them, the dog man.
Which I'm not sure what he was attracted to, but I think it's sound, but just based on experience. Um, because there was the part with the vases. Actually, I think that's the only part that had sound. Um, so maybe he was just there.
And he's supposed to be intimidated by like if you stare at him, but he still chased after us
No,
even though we
cause
were
yeah,
staring.
there was a part when we were in like the radioactive place, and I was sitting there staring at him, and he stopped for a second, but then he started coming after me again. So
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know. Well, somebody's gonna figure it out, but we didn't.
ah, there's a dog.
Who's not? Oh my god, stop. Ah! It's getting me! Oh,
Ah,
it's gonna take forever to go back. We got the Smile Man. Okay, he's attracted to light. He's the only one that I think actually went by his actual um triggers.
trigger.
Yeah, his actual triggers.
Jinx. Um, that's I think that's the reason why I wasn't using my flashlight at all, was because the smile guy was already around every corner.
No!
Oh my god.
Yeah,
So I was just
I
like,
just
okay, well,
can't
I'd rather
see.
just like not see.
I can't function off of not seeing where I'm at. I needed my flashlight.
Well, the thing is, I forget sometimes that we're recording, and I'll just sit there and I'll have my face like 2 inches from the screen if I need to see. So I don't even need my flashlight. I'll just sit there.
Next we got the flesh-eating scary nub man. He didn't have feet.
Was that the parking lot?
Yes.
See, I don't remember having too many instances with him. I just kind of mostly saw him at a distance. Ah!
What?
Look.
Mm-hmm.
Um
He kind of chased us more like at the end of our stay,
yeah,
whenever we
when we
got the
were
door
like
open.
leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Um I don't feel like he was that scary because he just kind of like did circles around the parking lot and left us alone for the most part. I don't know. I feel like some of these monsters are not as scary, but maybe it's because it was a shorter level and it would
Maybe.
have been like way harder if he was like pursuing us the whole time. I think I
Mm-hmm.
only hid in the locker like once
Yeah.
during the parking lot.
He maybe gave you a little bit of anxiety.
A little spook, yeah.
Hmm. Then we got the spider leg lady, or I don't know if it's a lady. It's just got some legs.
Oh,
That that one was frustrating more than scary.
yeah. Because there was like a lot of them in the water, and the only thing that we had to go off of was the motion detector, but the motion detector was kind of on like an not on like a timer, but it was like a couple like it was like every
Delay.
other second. So there was like a
Yeah.
little delay and they would move around. So it could say it's clear and then like the next one it's right in front of you. Follow.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
that was frustrating just because of how many times
We
we
died.
tried to get through the water and it didn't work out.
So many deaths. I pretty much had to cut a lot of them out because it was just like, okay, come on. It's the
Yeah.
same cutscene over and over again. We got it. There is one that I left off because I didn't know what to name him, but he was like the one
The
that
guy in
was
the
like,
office, right?
yeah, he walked around all sloppy, and he was actually pretty scary the way that he would like zoom at you at the locker.
There's
Okay, so
big. Is it near you? Was that
even
the
though it
skin
was,
stealer or is that the same as the flesh eating scary nub man?
I think we missed a paper. I think he's a completely separate entity.
Cause oh yeah, cause like when we went in, we only saw the profile for the
Leg,
balloon guy.
leg. Oh, yeah, for the balloon guy. Yeah, you're right.
You know what? I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna look up this entity. It's the same one, the skin stealer. Apparently, it's the same entity, but like they just look a little different. So the one in the parking garage was I think a little chubbier, and then the one in the office was a little skinnier, just based on these photos
The
on
one in
the
the parking
wiki.
garage was less consistent with like chasing us, and I think it's because he was eating a body already.
He was
That,
distracted. And didn't you see like multiple too? So
yeah, I think there was more than one in the parking garage. Unless it was the same one, just like really booking it. I don't know. Okay, well then the man in the office was starved. He really needed us. I think that's why he was so fast.
apparently the spider leg lady is called a clump.
And then we have the most frustrating monster out of the entire game. Party Balloon Man.
Likes
Okay.
to trick people with party objects, but at the end, the entity will kill them and collect their corpses, turning them into a bloody feast of human flesh and bones in order to convert them into cakes.
Maybe it wasn't him. Maybe it was just the setting.
To be honest, I don't even think it's his fault. I think it was the puzzle
Yeah.
that frustrated
That's
us.
what I mean. Like the setting is what made us hate him so much.
Like, if he was just like a regular entity walking around, like, it would have been fine because we could have hidden lockers. But because he was there and we were in an enclosed space and couldn't escape, I think that's why it was like so
Yeah.
frustrating. Yeah, I don't understand how we were supposed to find those gifts in that short
Short
amount of
amount of
time.
time. Yeah. And then it
Like,
seemed like the red light never went away so we could look again.
yeah. So I'm not sure, like, so I know technically, like, you have a certain amount of time before he comes after you, but then, what then? Because you run into him, you die.
No! No!
There's no way you can find the gifts after that. I don't even know if we were able to get the gifts after the light was red. I don't
The
remember.
three, the last three. Because there was like one round of it where it was only one, and then another round
Mm-hmm.
where there was two, and then
Mm.
I'm assuming the last round was three, but we died. We only found one of those gifts, and it seemed like the only way to progress it was to die.
Yeah. To like reset it.
What was your favorite moment in the game?
You go first.
Well, I have a couple ones, but I don't want to steal yours.
No, go for it.
Okay. Well, I really liked whenever we would scare each other as ghosts. Okay. Yeah, because I think the presents like disappear when it would just pop around the corner and it would just the shadow coming in
Mm-hmm.
was just it would just spook us so much.
Especially in like the maze part because the entity was also a shadow in the
And the
beginning.
yeah. Oh
Oh,
no.
oh, not there.
So what was yours?
My favorite parts were when we were sitting there kind of being idiots. Like when we were at the paintings trying to decipher the letters when all we had to do was just like look at it from the side.
This one's A. Second one is A.
The tree makes an A. Okay.
Yeah. Like we thought we had it down and it
Like
really
I
was
thought
so
we were
simple.
supposed to be like doing some type of interpretation. Like, oh, the palm trees are kind of tilted this way, so it looks like a A. But in reality, you just like squat and look from the left a little bit, and there's like a hidden letter. My other favorite part was actually not when we were playing, but when we were watching it back, and we would get jump scared again by
Again, yeah.
watching the video.
Yeah, because some of the jump scares really do get you by surprise, and when you're
Even if you're expecting
watching,
it.
yeah, you just you don't even have to be fully immersed into it. It'll just get you. I'd have to say another one of my favorites is when we were hiding from the smile guy, and you're in like the dark corner, just sitting back there.
He said he's attracted to the light, so I just ran to the.
That one got me.
I think what made it funnier was the zoom in, though.
Yeah, yeah,
There's like a lot of, I feel like a lot of little moments in the game, and then like the only reason why they're my favorites is because we're so funny when we play together.
yeah.
But like there were times where I would run and hide in a locker, and like as it's closing the door, I would see you book it past it, and then an
Yeah.
entity running
Sprinted
after
to
you.
You got away so fast.
He's right behind you.
Those are the best. That's something you can't have these moments playing in single player.
Yeah,
It's just
it's
not
impossible.
the same. Let's talk about some of the pros and cons of, or some of the things that we like. What did we hate? Whichever you want to start with first.
The part that I hate the most is the locker hiding simulator. Mostly in, I feel like the initial, like the first level, we did it the most probably.
Because of the
And
dog and the cable. I think
well, there were 3 entities
That
and
would
it was
chase
such
you.
a long level. It was kind of inevitable, but I felt like every time we turned a corner, there was an entity there.
Yeah. The amount of entities plus how long the puzzles were in that first part really played into how long we were in that part of the game. I think it extended the time just a little bit too much. But again, it taking a lot of time is not necessarily a bad thing, but sitting in a locker for a really, really long time waiting for the entity to leave,
Yeah,
that's kind of
that's the part
frustrating.
cuz I mean, if you think of it on the flip side, like it would be really boring if you just did puzzles and there were no entities to hide from. But
Yeah.
it's the part where you're just waiting for the coast to be clear so that you can go finish the game.
Yeah,
Like
I mean, like sometimes it feels like it's almost nearly
forever.
5 minutes for the dog to go away, and that's just a
Yeah.
little too long. It might not be actually 5 minutes. It just feels like it because It's like, okay, can I get out of the locker now? Are you gonna leave?
Especially during like the vase section because
Yeah,
it happened after every single time you break it. And
yeah,
if we didn't have the two hammers, it would have taken twice as long.
exactly. Yes. On the other side, if you're into scary games that are longer than 1 hour, it would be good for you because it is time consuming. You do have to really want to finish it.
Yeah. So the puzzles are kind of frustrating, especially when you're running from the entities. Um, we actually played this game probably
It was like a year
four,
ago.
five, 6 times
Yeah.
in just like short bursts because we couldn't get past certain parts in the first level. And then we were finally like, okay, let's sit down and actually do this thing.
Yeah.
Um,
There are checkpoints, which is why we were able to come back to it. Whenever you unlock a new room,
new level.
new level, I would say it's in the achievements, so you would know whenever you unlocked the next one.
Yeah, so like from level 1 to the parking lot to the office to the
Whatever was after
water.
that. We didn't get past the office because of that frustrating maze.
Well,
Not that we can't always pick it back up.
but the
Because
water wasn't that like a separate
that
the
one was
pool
a part
rooms,
that one was a part of the office.
was
Because we
it?
didn't unlock the one after. Hold on. The one after the party. Oh, sorry, not party room. After the office is the sewers. I think. I can open the game up.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Steam store right now. Yeah, I guess we haven't I mean, I don't have a achievement for the
Mm-hmm.
the office.
So yeah, after okay, I have the game pulled up. After the abandoned office is sewerage, and it's locked. We didn't make it to there.
Yeah, cuz that's like the grate in the floor, right? Well, okay, I think every so I was kind of going into the lore of the backrooms. Well, not the backrooms, but like this backrooms game. And there's like it's not like a linear game. It's not like you go from this room to this room to this room to this room. There's different branches. So
Okay, yeah.
after the dark rooms, which is the first level, we
Mm-hmm.
went through that giant garage door to get to the parking. You remember
Yeah,
we had to like stand on the
we had
button
to
and it
jump
lifted
down.
up, but there was also a door
Mm.
that we could have gone through, but that was locked. So we would have had to go through the parking first, get the garage key, and instead of going through like where the gas was blocking it, we would have gone backwards and gone through that door. So it's like this one goes here and then this one can also go here and here. So it's like a tree. So I feel like it's really confusing and you can't really do this. You can't finish the game
In one
unless you kind
sitting.
of cheat and,
Oh, yeah.
look at the wiki and see where you need to go next. So I'm looking at these and there's so many maps on here.
Yeah.
Um,
There's the
there's
Terror Hotel too in the grass rooms.
there's the old hotel. Um, there's the grass corridors. There's a lot of. I'm just looking at the achievements. There's one that's called Flesh Cake. Partygoers converted you into a flesh cake. I don't even know how that happens because we definitely got killed by the partygoer a couple times.
And yeah, how did we not get the achievement?
Why am I not a flesh cake? There is Lost Inside the Backrooms. You get too deep. I don't even know what that means. You get too deep into the backrooms. So I
Maybe
kind
sometime.
of want to like revisit this game and like get all the achievements because I feel like there's a lot more um
Yeah.
to be discovered in this game. We just unfortunately got stuck at
Yeah.
the one puzzle.
At the maze that was
Yeah.
frustrating. But yeah, it's definitely not a one sitting game. You
Mm-mm.
I would like say like choose to play this game over a weekend for a few
If you
days.
want to get it done that fast. But
Yeah.
I mean, think of how many sessions it took for us just to get past the first level. And I think the first level is the longest, but
Mm-hmm.
it's at least the longest so far that we've
Not to be
done.
confused with the lobby. Lobby doesn't count as a level. So if you go and play this game and you think the lobby is the first level and judge us, I swear.
Right? There's just like, it's just arrows.
I think that's about it on like input. So we can go ahead and get into some of these ratings if you're ready.
Yeah, some of these
Unless you
reviews.
want to add anything.
Not at it's not at the forefront of my mind right now.
We can talk
We
about it later. Yeah.
can double back.
Yeah.
Would you like to start with the first review?
You know what? Sure. I think
Okay.
this one might be my favorite.
The floor is yours.
Skinny peen looking ass motherfucker slurped my ass while I was at his birthday party.
18.1 hours on record, 4.6 hours at review time. They do recommend. So I assume it was an enjoyable experience for them since they are recommending it to others.
And they went back for more. They went back to get their
They
ass slurped
did
again.
for another 14 hours. Next one, not recommended. 5.3 hours on record, but 1 hour at review time, which means they came back for more. Hiding in Locker Simulator 2022. So this was right after the release of the game. The game was released in... When was it? It was in 2022, but I don't know what month. So it can't have been like very
Not
long
long
after it
after.
released. Yeah. June 20th, 2022. This review was
A month after
a month after.
release. But hey, that's kind of pointing back on some of the things we were saying though, with the hiding in the locker taking so long. I have to agree with that. But they need to
But
go and enjoy the rest of the game.
exactly, that's what I was going to say was that it is frustrating having to hide in the lockers all the time, but it wasn't like a deal breaker.
Yeah. I wish my dad would smile at me like the way that monster does.
Not recommended. 1.9
Not
hours
rec.
on record. It was not revisited. I think this might have hit home a little bit too much for this user.
Struck him right in the heart.
Hit him right in the boing loins. Couldn't get past the first level. This one is kind of funny to me because now that you mentioned the lobby, I'm like, was it the first level or was it the lobby that you couldn't get past? It says 0.3 hours on record.
They were
So
in the lobby.
they were in the lobby for like, what, 20 minutes? Maybe they saw the ladder that said left exit
and went over
and they
it.
got confused. Okay.
Hey, did you ever look at the words here? And it says left escape and it's pointing over there. I know we gotta use this ladder because it says to use it. I
They
just
left escape.
Oh my god. I've been wanting to say this. Ah. 10 hours on record. 8.4 at review time.
And it's recommended.
I have to agree.
Yeah. That just reminds me of the hoo-hoo. Not quite sure how to read this next one, but I do agree this was kind of like my internal monologue when we were running from the dog. Yeah, if you read this, that's basically the first level of the Backrooms.
We need a voice actor.
We do.
We need a voice actor in here.
6.9 hours on record, 2.9 hours at review time. So they came back for more after being clearly scared shitless. Go for it.
Why can't I have sex with bacteria?
The bacteria is the Cable Man.
Yeah.
That's its canon name, apparently.
Oh,
Which I'm
God.
not sure because, like, that's not what bacteria looks like.
16.4 hours on record, and it was 6.8 at review time. So they weren't actually too upset about that. It's
I just
recommended.
Google searched bacteria and it just looks like a bunch of worms.
That's
So
why
I'm
I
not
was
sure.
confused.
But if you, like, look at the wiki, its name is bacteria.
Okay.
Yeah, and
I
in
didn't
the
pay attention
information
to their
sheet, it
names.
says it's a humanoid that seems to be made of cable. So why the fuck is it called bacteria?
Not
I don't know.
Larry
Maybe
the
he's just,
Cable
like,
Guy.
really dirty.
Old cables. Yeah.
This game is so realistic and scary, it feels like the monsters are really coming inside me. 27.4 hours on record, 14 hours at review time. It is recommended.
You have to. I love the word choice. Like the.
Some of these comments are really creative. I like the fact that not every comment is like the stereotypical had no girlfriend, small PP.
Yeah.
All of these things are still true, but the game was good type of thing. Because I feel like you see that on every game.
I didn't realize that was a copy and paste review the first time I saw it, and I thought like, oh my God, that's so funny.
Well,
Now
because I mean, I think the first time we saw it was on Placid Plastic Duck Simulator.
Yeah. So it was
And we saw it
funny
again
the
on
first
Maurice.
time, and then it was copy and
But then you start
pasted.
seeing it again, and you're just like, it's a pattern.
Like, this is a stolen joke. Creamed so hard. Correction, screamed. Maybe they didn't need the correction, though. Because they played it
Or
for
maybe
24...
it was simultaneous.
Maybe, both at the same time?
Perhaps.
Because they got 24.3 hours on record. Oh, 4.4 at review time. They had to...
Recommended, so they came back for another 20 hours. So maybe they creamed the first time and screamed the second time around. Or vice versa. You like kissing demons, don't you? 4.8 hours at review time, 7 hours on record. It is recommended. They did get the product for free. But I didn't get to kiss a demon, so...
Yeah, what the fuck? He's talking about the Smile Man. You did get to kiss the Smile Man.
Well, he kissed me.
I cry and fart. I love
It's
Six-
like people go through these elaborate stories to talk about their entire life story, and then a little excerpt at the end that's just like, oh, and the game was good, by the way. But it's reviews like this that make me laugh.
and fart. 6.3 hours on record. I'm gonna say that now. 3.7 hours at review time.
Comparable to jerking off. 4.7 hours on record. Recommended. So, It may be comparable, but it is clearly not a replacement, seeing as there's only 4.7 hours on record, and this was posted March 25th, 2023.
This game is great up until the party maze. The party maze is unbearable and super annoying. This needs to be tweaked or removed completely. I agree. This is what made us end it all. Not recommended. 5.7 hours on record. And 4.4 at review time. I think they went and tried again.
Yeah, I do agree. I think it should be tweaked versus removed completely because, like, first present was fine. Second one took a couple tries. It was the third one that caught us. Like, the third round of presents. It's just, it's either too many presents or just not enough time. Because, what the fuck? How many deaths do we have? 10? And we used the majority of them on the maze?
Yes, I thought we used a bunch of them, like, going through the water with the leg things. But no, it's not as bad as the party maze was. That was horrible. I wish we would have went the other way now.
Yeah.
We could always go back, though.
We can. We can revisit this. Maybe we'll have an amendment to our review. Also, I think this is the first actual serious review we have on this game, because the rest is just like stuff with bacteria.
There was the locker sim one, which was, I guess, still kind of silly.
Kind
but yeah,
of.
this one is one where they don't recommend it, and yeah, it's pretty serious, and we relate to it.
Mm-hmm. Can't pet the dog. 88.8 hours on record. 80.4 hours at review time. Recommended.
I don't want to pet that dog.
I do not either. That dog is snatched, though. But it doesn't even look like a dog. It just looks like a really old man who has to walk on all fours. If it was like even like a scary actual dog, it would have been fine. But that is an old man. That is George from Stardew Valley. Like, it has skin. It does not have fur. And I think that's what kind of makes it scarier and more unsightly, is the fact that it looks kind of humanoid.
Yes. Ugh. His eyes.
Yeah, because they're like glowing red. And then he has like tendrils of hair on the side.
I pooped after playing. I got so constipated with fear. 38.1 hours on record. 7.6 hours at review time. Did he play the full 7.6 hours before taking a bathroom break?
You know what kind of stumps me on this one is he said he pooped after playing, but he got so constipated with fear. But those are contradictory statements. If you're constipated, you can't.
Oh.
But then he said he did. So maybe he was constipated with fear, and that's why he had to stop after the 7 hours so that he could go poop.
So he could finally
after
go.
Playing.
Okay.
And then he went back for another 31 hours.
Yes. Well, another 31 hours.
Maybe he got the shit scared out of him and he's good now. 1 point hours on record, not revisited, but it is recommended. I got sexed by the rope man.
An hour.
A whole 1.1 hours.
1.1 hours. Oh my god.
I don't know if it was that for the full length of time or if they took an intermission.
Maybe they had a little chase session before.
Maybe they decided that was going to be a little bit too much for their taste, and that's why they never revisited.
Scary. 1.1 hours at review time, but they have 880.5 hours on record. They
So it
liked
must have not been scary enough to keep them away.
they liked the scary.
880
That's a
hours
lot.
on
That's a lot
record.
of hours.
That's a lot of
How do you
hours.
they must have been like achievement hunting and trying to complete it in every difficulty and stuff. How do you even enjoy that game for that long?
But even like games that I love, I don't even have that much, like
I'm
that many
saying
hours on it.
like
Like Disney Dreamlight Valley, I have 123 hours.
and
And I
that's a
play that game
lot.
every day. I
Yeah.
play that game every day.
What is
I had, I think, 600 hours on Fortnite. And they have 880 hours on
wait,
record for this
wait.
game.
1 hour at review time on November 23rd, 2022. So it's been. Oh my god. No, we're in 2024. Why did I think we were still in 2023? I was like, damn. No, okay. So a whole year? Maybe they're like letting other people play the game on their account or something.
Or maybe they're just like AFKing it, but that's 37 days. Like 880 hours, 24 hours a day. That's 37 days of playing
That's
straight.
that's so much.
That's a lot. But it's scary. Sex DLC when? 17 hours on record, 2.1 hours at review time. It is recommended. So it looks like they're wanting it, but they did go back for
Not
another
happening.
15 hours. It is an early release game, so you never know.
There's some like monsters and stuff, I think. 16.3 hours on record and 12.7 at review time.
I give this review a 10 out of 10 because they are absolutely right. There are some like monsters and stuff. So they're not wrong. This is not
Yep.
spreading misinformation.
Oh yeah.
4.6 hours on record, 3.6 hours at review time. So they only revisited this for another hour. But my guess would be that they only revisited it for another hour because of the lack of yogurt. It is recommended though.
That's
One could say that yogurt is what made the pool room radioactive.
Oh, and they were just like misinformed.
Exactly.
This review is so helpful. You are committing to the Steam community in ways that others just aren't.
In ways that others just couldn't live up to. Like, I don't know if my experience with this game would have been complete without this review.
I no longer want to know what the dog is doing.
I agree.
Took the words right out of my mouth, honestly. Like fuck the dog.
Fuck that dog.
2.5 hours on record and 1.6 at review time. Dog very scary. Dog die. Get out.
Dog no die, but dog me die. Me die, dog.
Yeah. So after all of these ratings, what would you say your personal rating to the game is? You can give categories because I know there's some things
There
you
are
don't have to do
different
general.
ratings to different, like, parts of the game that I would give. I would say 8 out of 10 for scariness. I did dock it 2 points because all of the horror aspects of this game are jump scares. There's no like psychological part of it. It's just entity there, run and hide.
Yeah.
So it is scary, but there is no like mystery or like it doesn't fuck with your head.
Yeah. I have to agree.
Playability, I would have to drop it another point for 7. Just because of how frustrating some of the puzzles are. It doesn't make it unplayable, it just makes you frustrated. And I'm sure if you played it enough times, you would be able to get through it pretty quickly. But upon like first playthrough with most of the levels, there were like a couple that were just very lengthy, which I feel like did not have to be. I think it is a pretty good game after all, so I'm gonna say like a 7.5 for me. Even though it is frustrating to get through some of the levels, the game is pretty well made, like in and of itself. Like the graphics are on point. It's very dark. It's not like overly lit up. The entities are all rendered well enough. I think they're enough to be scary. There were a couple times that I either had like a lag spike, especially going in between rooms, or where I was kicked from the game, or I would get like a lag spike when we had like anxiety from the entities. But you do have to remember that this is an early release game.
Yes.
So those kinds of bugs probably will be fixed in the full release. So I say 7.5 out of 10. I think that's pretty fair.
Wow, I hate to like steal your everything, but I have to like fully agree with all of that. I like that it is a lengthy game. I just wish a lot of the time was not spent hiding.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, which I know hiding is part of it. You get anxiety, you take your anxiety pills. I just, yeah,
It is one of those things. It's more annoying than anything. Because you're like, is this into the back rooms or is this into the locker? Because what the fuck?
right, right. Yeah, the extensive hiding is kind of what got me, what makes me want to drop points. Um, some people really like puzzles. I think I'm not a puzzle person. You're really good at puzzles.
I do enjoy puzzles.
Yeah.
I play Sudoku in my free time, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, I like figuring things out. I don't like it when I'm given a time limit, though, which is why I hated the maze.
Yes. I honestly, the maze itself makes me want to drop my rating down to a 5, but I really don't want to rate my whole experience off of that one little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But
I think it's fair to even just give that level
yeah,
a 5.
yeah,
Because the others were fine. It was this one specifically. You know, and if we kind of go more into the experience with The Office, it was kind of hard to get all of the letters for the password because you're running around trying to get the power on, then turning the power off, trying to run from the entity while also trying to memorize like the symbols and the colors and looking
yes,
at like the little codex they gave us.
yes. So definitely
So
have
that
like a pen and paper with you whenever you are doing some of these puzzles, because I could not remember any of that.
okay.
I'm gonna forget that.
I wrote it down.
Oh,
Yeah.
not only
No,
that,
especially
but
they're giving you codes and passwords and shapes and colors and all of these things to remember.
all into one puzzle, and it's like, oh my
Mm-hmm.
God. And then the safe, like trying to line the numbers up on the safe, that was really frustrating. You
That
know what?
was really hard.
Yeah, just the office part in general, that one was the most frustrating room out of the whole game. Even though the dark rooms had a bunch of locker hiding, I would still take that over the really frustrating um,
The office.
complications in the office.
Yeah, and I don't think you truly understand how many times it took us to get the safe open.
Let me just put it into okay, not just that, but like any complication at all that we had, it was mostly in that section, minus our little painting hiccup in the dark rooms with dyslexia.
But that was just us being stupid. That wasn't even the fault
Yeah,
of the game.
yeah. It wasn't. Well, okay, yeah. It wasn't our fault. I mean, it wasn't the game's fault. It was our fault. The recording time was originally 3 hours and 20 minutes, and it is now cut down to an hour and 10 minutes. I cut out 2 hours of locker hiding, complications with puzzles, and then, well, the
Deaths.
yeah, complications, locker hiding and complications. 2 hours cut out.
You do have to be patient.
Mm-hmm.
I don't recommend you playing this single player because I feel like if I was playing this by myself, I definitely would have not returned to it. I think you should definitely play with somebody that you like vibe with, because if you're not having fun while playing this game, you may get too frustrated and just leave. I think we had such a good experience because we were playing with each other. The bodies are.
Bodies. Oh my. Ebola.
Ebola.
Yeah.
If I tried this by myself, first level I would have been out.
The lobby.
Yeah, the lobby. I get confused with my ups and downs.
I think that that pretty much sums up our experience with this game in general.
I'm not sure if I have any more comments on this game. I think we pretty much summed it up.
We expressed our concerns. Not concerns. Our
experience.
Yeah. Good and bad.
And I think this is definitely a game that I would be willing to revisit just because there is so much more content to be experienced on this game. There are several levels we did not get to, and there's also like in-game mods that you can put, like entity mods.
Yeah, the workshop.
I think it would be cool, like fun, just to do like a little group thing and play with the different mods, but as like a game itself, I would want to at least experience all of the rooms and what the original entities are. So possible return to this.
Yes. What we can expect on our future videos, we have actually talked about doing a possible duo stream. I guess just on the channel, or because we can do it on the YouTube channel, or we could do it.
We could do it on TikTok. We could do it on Twitch. There's a lot of different options that we can do for streams. Definitely would be more to like open world and or survival and or RPG style games where you're playing for longer periods of times. Because if I'm going to be putting 800 hours into a game, it's not going in one video.
No. So that's we could actually revisit it on a stream even.
Yeah. Especially for playing around with mods and such.
Yeah.
I feel like we're still definitely like experimenting on what we want to do and where we want, like what direction we want to take this.
Yeah. Because obviously, podcasts, and then we have gaming, and then we have extra things that we like to talk about.
Yeah. I feel like we use the term podcast very loosely because if you think about it, this experience, it I feel, maybe I'm a little biased, but I feel it would be better watching the video version versus the audio version. Because we do hit every point, but you get to see everything. You get to see the clips, you get to see the reviews, you get to see screenshots should we choose to include them. Plus, then we can go recommend you to watch our gameplay as well.
Yeah.
I don't know. The opportunities are endless.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't even know what our main storyline is.
2 girls, 1 mic.
Mm. 2 mics.
2 mics. So many possibilities.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us again on episode 3 of SideQuest Podcast. I hope to see you on the next one. Bye, Kai.
Bye, Jay.